41 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
Amid the chaos and confusion at the airport in Afghanistan, life goes on. John Clemens explains.
So far, 3 babies have been born as their parents sought freedom from the Taliban in Afghanistan. During a briefing at the Pentagon, Air Force General Todd D. Walters spoke about a special one.
We've had further conversations with the mom and the dad of the baby that was born on the C-17 inbound to Ramstein. They named the little girl Reach. And they did so because the call sign of the C-17 aircraft that flew them from Qatar to Ramstein was Reach. That child's name will forever be Reach. And as you can well imagine, being an Air Force fighter pilot, it's my dream to watch that young child called Reach grow up and be a U.S. citizen and fly United States Air Force fighters in our Air Force. Over.
From the USA Radio News Texas Bureau, I'm John Clemens.
And a Michigan man who pled guilty to federal charges in a plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer has been sentenced to more than 6 years in prison. Ty Garbin is the first of more than a dozen people facing federal charges in the case to be sentenced. 5 of those men face trial in October. In his ruling, the judge said he sentenced Garbin to less than the federal guideline of 17.5 years because of Garbin's cooperation with the investigation of the plot and concrete actions he's taken to take responsibility for his actions. For USA Radio News, I'm Dan Naraki.
At Hot Shot Secret, we share the science behind common diesel problems and their solutions. For example,
ultra-low sulfur fuels.
The primary function of diesel fuel is combustibility. One of the little-known aspects of fuel is its role as a lubricant to metal-on-metal moving parts. The introduction of ultra-low sulfur fuels diminishes the fuel's ability to lubricate because sulfur, which has been mostly removed, has lubricating properties. Hot Shot Secret Everyday Diesel Treatment with LX4 delivers unmatched lubricity. Third-party testing confirms that it takes 3 times the amount of leading fuel treatment to match the lubrication benefit of 1 dose of Hot Shot Secret. Everyday Diesel Treatment is a fully formulated 6-in-1 premium fuel treatment for every fill-up, every time.
Everyday Diesel Treatment is available at truck stops, Tractor Supply, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and online at HotShotSecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Alrighty then, final hour, off and rolling on a Thursday. Can you believe Friday's knocking on the door? Weekend coming on. Hey there, Heatwave. I think we've got an answer to that question. Rex sent me an email, and I think it kind of went right over my head. He said, "Hey, if you look at when you have one of those homeowners warranty, they will repair or replace what you have with what you have, the equivalent." And yeah, I believe, Heatwave, you did say you're replacing a 3-ton unit with a 4-ton unit. There's your $1,200. Yeah, you're getting an upgrade. So, yeah, he's probably right. If you'd go with a replacement of the same exact 3-ton unit, I don't think you'd have the out-of-pocket cost. Good answer, Rex. Thank you very much. What do you say, Big Moose? Maintain your lane? Is that the word?
That's always the word, buddy. I tell you what, anybody who's been in this business long enough to drink a cup of coffee knows that as soon as you exit your right of way, you are automatically the liability. Don't give them that option. Last time I checked, the name of this rig wasn't Phantom 309, and I sure ain't Big Joe, and I'll hit them brakes, and I'll blow that horn, and I'll do everything I can to prevent that collision, but I will not leave my lane. The minute I leave my lane, I'm a liable party. As long as I'm maintaining my lane, I've got the right of way. I'm sorry about your luck. I'm going to do everything I can within this lane of travel to avoid the collision as far as stomping the brakes and everything else. But I'm not leaving this lane. And that's just good business, And I understand people got some, emotional things. Or what if it was your family? Or what if it was this? Or what if it was that? Well, the fact of the matter is, I'd expect nothing else from a professional driver. That's our responsibility as a professional to maintain our lane, you throw this thing out the road, you know, yeah, you might avoid the collision, but you end up going to kill yourself. And then what about your family, you know? And I hate that anybody would have to, you know, suffer a loss in a traffic accident. But, you know, the fact of the matter is you got to maintain the lane, you know, and it's just the way it is. And but reason I jumped back on, I wanted to clarify there about the after show, the conference number there. It may tell you that it's a penny a minute or whatever, but I actually pay for this service, and it's toll free. So as long as you're not running over your cellular minutes or you know, like that, it's not going to cost you a thing.
Okay.
There's no extra cost on this because I pay a monthly service fee to maintain this conference number, and it can be used 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by anybody who wants to use it. So
when it says when it tells you you're going to be charged 1 cent per minute, just kind of disregard that because it's already paid for, right?
Disregard that, yes, because see, they also offer the same company offers a service where the conference room is free, and they just charge all the attendees a penny a minute to maintain the room. But see, those don't have a permanent room number. I actually pay a monthly service fee to maintain this room 917-1231. So as long as you're in that room, which is what we all call the after show room, it don't cost you a thing. So if you got unlimited minutes on your cell phone, it don't cost you a thing. Now, like I said, if you've got a limited number of minutes and you exceed those minutes on your cell phone, of course, that's between you and the cell phone company. But as far as any additional charge to use the conference room, there is none.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, just wanted to clarify that, and I'll be out till probably 11 or noon anyway. So maybe we can get some new voices on there. I was just checking through the chat history on the conference room there, and we've already had as many as 32 people in the room at one time.
Wow.
And we consistently hold between 18 and 25, so maybe we can get some new voices in there and have some good times and laugh and cut up and stay awake and all that fun stuff. So,
and you never know who's going to be there because I know Hillbilly Tex has been checking in here and there. You'll hear from the Blind Man, and there's always the regular Chevy guy, Heat Wave Moose, Eskimo Mom likes to join in there.
Yeah, Gouger, he's been calling pretty regular.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, we got a pretty good collage of people there from all over the country, and we got everybody from newspaper delivery guys to heavy haulers, log haulers, and bull haulers, and we got about every kind of driver you can think of checking in there pretty regular. So, yeah, I just wanted to get the word out there, that feel free to use that thing. And like I said, in the afternoons or something, everybody wants to jump on there. That's available 24/7, 365. So
okay.
I'm covering the cost of the subscription. So just everybody use it and enjoy it. That's what it's there for.
Very good. That's pretty cool, Big Moose.
All right, my man.
All right.
We'll catch you all later and keep it between the spotted and the solid.
Until we do it again. That's it. All right, there you go. Let me see. I'm not sure what the name is. Malpractice.
That's it, baby.
That's it. Okay. Well, it got correct. Got it correct.
You done good, my friend. You done good. Good morning, Steve.
Hey there.
I just want to say that is true. On the stay in your lane, we're a little small company over in Indiana, but they had an insurance guy come, and he told us, he said, if you get out of your lane and if somebody runs slap dab over top of you, stay in your lane, because if you don't, your insurance will not cover you.
Wow.
You will be at fault. And I mean, and all of us agreed to a certain point, and I and another guy said, if I see a car load of kids, that would be where I would draw the line at, because I don't want that I don't want that on my conscience for the rest of my life.
I mean, really natural instinct. I don't care what it is, because I've learned over the years, when a deer jumps out in front of you, you're pretty much you gotta just hit it and go. But man, your instinct is to jerk that wheel. And I witnessed the girl that had a deer jump in front of her on I think we were on I-71, coming back from Louisville or something. And she jerked that wheel and boom, around she went off one side of the highway, and she came flying up. Upside down, flipped the vehicle on the other side. She was alive, but in the name of just jerking that wheel not to hit a deer, she about killed herself.
Oh yeah, and it's sort of like that commercial, the insurance commercial. Can't remember which one it is, but over around the house, it's where these squirrels are in the road, and the guy misses the squirrel and rams into a tree.
Yep.
That's your first instinct, but I agree 100% on, stay your lane. And I tell you what I see, and I'm 39-year veteran out here, and what I see is the truck drivers of today. Now, if I see something happening, I try to back out of it. And you see a lot of guys, buddy, they aren't letting off that gas pedal. They're going to stay right on it, hammered down, whatever may come, whatever may fall. And it's mostly, and this is my version, nobody else's. It's the foreigners that you see a lot of them from California plates on their trucks. It's like they're kamikazes, man. They're going to go, balls to the wall, until they can't go no more. And there's a lot of other people like that too. Mm-hmm. They get right on your tail. So I guess after all the years, and I'm a Christian, and I have to pray constantly, Lord, please don't let me get out of control, and don't, because it's hard to sit here after about the 45th time somebody has flipped you a sign that says you're number one, but not in a good way. Mm-hmm. It gets aggravating. But like I say, reason I called in, buddy, is before I laid down up here in by Carnesville, Georgia, my wife said that Atlanta had people, and that's where I'm headed, that they would have people throwing rocks. Did you hear anything of that, or was I didn't know if it was on a major interstate, or I told her, I said, well, I'm going around 285, but I didn't know.
I had not shared, seen or heard anything in regards to that. Wouldn't surprise me, but I'll do a quick search and see what like kids throwing bricks off overpasses kind of thing.
That's what, she said it was like they was protesting somewhere in Atlanta, and I guess they was throwing rocks at cars and stuff like that. So I told her, I said, I kind of figured it was like the main downtown drag. That's where most of that crap goes on. But I wasn't for sure.
I'm doing a quick search. There's nothing popping up that I'm seeing out of the box here. The archive stories where it happens, the kind of thing happens all the time, but
right.
These stories are like back in.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, back in April. Well, hey, malpractice.
I didn't want to get in it.
Seeing as you're a first-time caller, are you a Hot Shot Secret user at this point?
No. I don't know much. I don't work on cars. I don't. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a rock star. So I stayed up in my room and learned to play. I could play any instrument there is. But I can't work on a car. I can't do carpentry work. But, a hat would be cool. I bet, but that'd be about it. I appreciate the offer though. But
I'll get you a code. I'll get you a code that's it's a $60 value. You go to hotshotsecret.com. You place your order, and it'll cover shipping and everything. And I don't think they've ever said anything about, you could get yourself a Hot Shot Secret hat or a T-shirt. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and I appreciate that, Steve. You didn't have to do that. But, hey, my dad always said, anything that's free, grab on. 'Cause ain't too much else in life free.
You got that right.
So, but, I appreciate it, buddy. But, Steve, I don't know if I don't want to burn much of your time up, but, what is this, all these politics and everything. Last year I got deep into politics, and I religiously watched the news. I knew what was going on. And you know what? I'm just sick of all of it. But the thing of it is I want to see some satisfaction on people that have done the things that they've done. Let's start holding people accountable. I mean, everything I do in this truck, they hold me accountable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, and they hold you accountable. Why can't the politicians be held accountable? You know, you listen to Sean Hannity and all them. I still listen every once in a while, and then I turn it off because they want to complain about it, but they don't want to help do anything about it, which whether they can or not, I'm not sure. But it's just, you know, I guess it's just the way it is, but that's just the way I feel about all of it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, at some point you get burnout. You get politics burnout. I know what you mean, 100%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, like I say, that's about all I got. But I'm glad you're back on the air. I listened to your dad for a lot of years. I met him several times at the truck show, and he was always an awesome guy. I met him and Charlie Daniels one time. They was sitting together there at the truck show in Louisville, and I just live about 60 miles north of Louisville in a little town called Brownstown, Indiana. And I'm an egg hauler. So taking a bunch of cackleberries back to our farm up in Indiana.
All right. Well, just watch your text messages. I got your cell number here. I send that up to
Yes,
Chad
sir.
there
Yes,
in
sir.
Mount Gilead, and he'll text you a code.
Well, that'd be awesome, buddy. I appreciate you, man.
Well,
Keep doing a great job, Steve.
All right. Thanks for listening, and don't be a stranger, Malpractice. Good first-time caller. Thank you very much. 21 past the hour. Back into the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios.
You're listening to the Overnight Drive with Steve Sommers.
PureFlow Air Dog, your leader in fuel air separation system technology. Our systems filter out water, particulates down to 2 micron, and remove all of the air out of your diesel fuel. This allows for nothing but pure, clean diesel fuel to reach the expensive injection system equipped in your vehicle. Not only do our fuel systems protect, they also come in a variety of flow rates to meet your performance needs. Our systems are compact and use OEM-style fittings for easy installation. Learn more about our product at www.pureflowairdog.com and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Protect your investment with PureFlow Air Dog.
Drivers, you demand that your equipment's reliable and dependable, and that also applies to your headset for communication. Well, our friends at Stellar Electronic have you covered. The Pluto Duo headset bundle is the best communication headset you can find in the industry. No matter the challenging environment you're driving in, the Pluto headset will make you sound crystal clear all the time thanks to their 99% noise cancellation. And the Duo's not only a stereo converter for the headset, but also a power bank so you can charge as you go. Learn more at StellarElectronic.com or visit them on Facebook.
Some say their truck reflects who they are, dependable and reliable. That's why you trust Blue Def. Now the best just got better. Introducing Blue Def Platinum, a revolutionary innovation with advanced system shield technology to significantly reduce harmful deposits. To maintain fuel economy, save money on costly repairs, and sustain the life of your SCR system, there's only one DEF to choose. Blue Def Platinum. The best just got better.
Because Channel 19's a little congested. Call Steve now at 844-844-3388. The Overnight Drive.
All right, pay attention, Steve. Get back at it. Next up, let's get back to the calls here. What do you say? Hey, Pony Horse.
Yeah, that's right. Pony feathers.
Pony feathers, yeah, that's it.
So, that's right. Yeah, so thanks for taking me back, Your Honor, I think. Yeah, malpractice there. That was a good call. You know, he said he was driving for 39 years. Isn't that what he said?
I believe, yes.
he did not sound like he's been out here for 39 years. He, at least he's got a good young voice on him. I'll tell you that, because he did not sound like he's been driving for 39 years. He certainly hasn't drank 39 years worth of coffee and smoked cigarettes that much. But anyways, where did we go with that one? I don't know. We got off on a tangent there. But yeah, get some gasoline extreme. Just dump it in your gas tank when you're filling up there. But yeah, get a couple hats, get some t-shirts, get some stickers. I don't know. They got the Steve Sommers stuff over there on the Hot Shot Secret side yet? Can you buy the Steve Sommers stuff over there yet too?
I don't think they do. I don't believe. I mean, you got your Hot Shot Secret, motorsports and the racing stuff, and they got a lot of cool Hot Shot Secret merchandise.
Yeah. So I was going to say there, you're talking about the conference call there that the wonderful, generous Big Moose has set up for us. I tell you, that guy, never stops amazing me on the things he does for people. I mean, he's with what he's got going on, and he's always there looking out for everybody else there. So I don't know. I just can't find anything wrong with the guy. But anyways, I'm usually out here a lot of times between 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the evening, and I'll text a few people and see if we can get a pre-show going. So a lot of times we've already been on the phone a couple, 3 hours before, while you're getting woke up and doing all your show prep and all that. We've already been on the line there for an hour or two.
Really?
So, yeah. So we do a pre-show as well as the post show.
Wow.
The after show. So yeah, it's and we do it on the weekends too. So, we don't have you Friday night there into Saturday morning and we'll run all night long there. We'll start whatever time, 10, 11 o'clock at night, and go all the way until 6, 7, 8 o'clock Saturday morning there. So for the people that aren't out here, Monday morning with us. So, but hey, speaking of that, since you missed the other night there, are you working Friday night, Saturday morning to make up for that? Or you got to do a makeup day, or how does that work? Have you talked to Chad or Chris or anybody how that's supposed to work out for you?
Horse feathers. I mean, it's called a sick day. Hello.
No, I don't get them. I got to do makeup. I don't. My work. I still got to do my work no matter what. So if I don't do it one day, I have to pick it up at the end of the week and finish it up then. But all right, I was just checking on that. But
you're just hell bent and determined to get me in here on the weekend, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. It's either that, or else you got to have the 5 hours of horse feathers sing along there with the knuckle buster.
Oh boy.
So I know there's a couple of drivers out there that just would really absolutely appreciate that. So, anyways, but I don't know. I guess that's about what we got going for you there. So, but yeah, if anybody gets a chance to call. Oh, and the one thing, I've never had that message there about that 1 cent a minute. The whole time I've called in, I've never heard that message. So I don't know if that was from the other number we tried calling in on, but this number I've never. I get that.
I get that every morning when I call. Maybe it's because I don't know if it's an Android phone. You're on an Android phone too, aren't you?
No, I got an Android tablet, but I got the Apple phone. So,
okay, I wonder if it's maybe just the Android thing.
The Apple.
Yeah, I dialed the number up.
I don't know.
I dialed that, the phone number in, and it says, "This is outside your area. If you'd like to continue, you'll be charged a 1 cent per minute, or you can hang up now to avoid the charge." And I just hang on a second. It says, "Please enter your PIN number," and you're joining the conference.
I don't know, because Moose is kind of out there in your area to set that up, so you think it would be in your area. And, of course, I'm over here by Baltimore and D.C. and all that, and yeah, I've never had that message before, so that's kind of. I was always kind of wondering why you said that, because I never heard that. But anyways, yeah. The one thing I'll say about the maintain your lane, though, get to that, is D.C. and Baltimore. The traffic around here is kind of crazy sometimes, and the one thing I'll say is I've had a couple close scrapes and everything, and places where I've actually had to stop and talk with law enforcement about what happened, but I also got a camera hanging on the windshield that shows forward everything forward of the windshield. It shows what happens, and it's got pretty detailed information. I can read tag numbers and everything with it. So I can download that onto my tablet. There's been a couple of times I've been out with law enforcement there explaining what happened with other people. And he's like, well, how do you know all that? And I said, well, I got this little video here, and if you'd like to see it, you're more than welcome to. And so, that's the one thing I'll say is that the dash cam is quite the device now. I'm not for the one that turns around and looks at me while I'm doing my job, but I will say the ones that show forward, and if you got anything down the sides of your vehicle, if you can show that'd be a great thing to have, and especially now that traffic's starting to get back to a little bit heavier flow there. I won't say as crazy as when it was COVID, because during COVID we didn't have as much traffic, but you're right. I'll tell you what, the traffic that was out here was doing about double the speed I was doing a lot of times. And it's like, it was just, we talk about the DC 250 and the Baltimore 200 going around these loops. They certainly were hell-bent for election. And I'll tell you what, the ones on two wheels, they were up at Mach speed there going by us. It was zipping in and out. It was pretty, I was surprised there wasn't more people getting killed on the highways down here.
Wow.
But anyways, so I don't know. We're all pretty good shape up here. I don't know. They're talking about them hot thunderstorms coming in the afternoon. Your hot, humid weather in the afternoon, unsettled atmosphere, and thunderstorms with 100 degrees and all that crap coming in today. So I guess we got that going into tomorrow and a little bit tomorrow afternoon, and maybe things will break for us for the weekend. We've had about enough of this heat wave and hot weather and all this stuff. Time for some.
Wait a minute.
I think they call it snow.
I knew you were going to say that. You're not calling for. Yeah, that's where the dynamite comes in. It's news break time, and we'll be right back. The Steve Sommers Overnight Drive live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios.
USA Radio News with Dan Naraki.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken says that about 1,000 American citizens may still need to be evacuated from Afghanistan. At a Wednesday press conference, Blinken said that at least 4,500 Americans have been evacuated since the operation began on August 14th. He added that the August 31st deadline that President Biden set applies to the military and not evacuation efforts.
There is no deadline on our work to help any remaining American citizens who decide they want to leave to do so, along with the many Afghans who have stood by us over these many years and want to leave and have been unable to do so.
And a federal appeals court has upheld the death sentence of a man convicted of killing 9 members of a black church in Charleston, South Carolina. A 3-judge panel of the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals upheld the conviction of Dylan Roof, who opened fire on parishioners at the Mother Emanuel AME Church in Charleston in 2015. This is USA Radio News.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the founder of Youngevity and veterinary physician, and I'm the guy that figured out the cause, prevention, and cure of cystic fibrosis. I'm the guy that found the cause, prevention, and cure of muscular dystrophy, and then I figured out the cause and prevention of sudden death syndrome. You don't hear about those 3 diseases anymore because in federal lawsuits, we were able to force the manufacturers of baby formulas to put these nutrients in the baby formulas. And those 3 diseases, cystic fibrosis and muscular dystrophy, were not genetic diseases. They were just simple nutritional deficiencies. Sudden death syndrome, crib death, was not due to mother laying on the babies. Only 2% of the babies were in bed with their mothers when they died. 98% were in cribs. We had that nutrient put into the baby formulas, and we ended crib death. 28 years ago, 1 child died of crib death per 100 normal births. Today, it's 1 per 3,000 normal births. And if everybody would give all the 90 essential nutrients to these kids, none of them would die. Contact us at usaradiohealth.com. That's usaradiohealth.com.
You're listening to the Overnight Drive with Steve Sommers.
Do you have a Dodge pickup and hate your automatic transmission? Of course you do. Levon Miller at Firepunk Diesel here, and we specialize in heavy-duty and performance transmissions for your 3-quarter or 1-ton Cummins-powered truck. So if you're interested in turning your stock slush box into a towing monster, call us today at 614-733-3744 or visit us online at shop.firepunk.com.
subscribers, you demand that your equipment's reliable and dependable, and that also applies to your headset for communication. Well, our friends at Stellar Electronic have you covered. The Pluto Duo headset bundle is the best communication headset you can find in the industry. No matter the challenging environment you're driving in, the Pluto headset will make you sound crystal clear all the time thanks to their 99% noise cancellation. And the Duo's not only a stereo converter for the headset, but also a power bank so you can charge as you go. Learn more at StellarElectronic.com or visit them on Facebook.
At Hot Shot Secret, we share the science behind common diesel problems and their solutions. For example,
Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme.
Today's ultra-low sulfur fuels are cleaner, but they leave injector deposits, causing frequent DPF regens and low throttle response. Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme is a 6-in-1 fuel additive recommended for all diesel engines. It is formulated with the most concentrated detergent on the market, a top-tier level cetane booster, lubricity enhancer, water demulsifier, rust and corrosion inhibitors, and a fuel stabilizer. Diesel Extreme is a once every 6-month treatment that will clean your entire fuel system, starting at the fuel tank and traveling throughout the fuel lines and fuel pump, and finally completely cleaning your injectors. Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme improves your diesel's fuel economy and eliminates excessive black smoke.
Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme is available nationwide at truck stops, fine farm and auto stores, and online at hotshotsecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Diesel Army is on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Burning the midnight oil with the best diesel coverage. All the tech, all the torque. Diesel Army, where there's smoke, there's fire. For the latest news and event coverage, as well as feature and tech articles, sign up for the newsletter and don't miss a thing. Visit dieselarmy.com from the Power Auto Media family of digital magazines. Again, it's dieselarmy.com.
PureFlow AirDog, your leader in fuel air separation system technology. Our systems filter out water, particulates down to 2 micron, and remove all of the air out of your diesel fuel. This allows for nothing but pure, clean diesel fuel to reach the expensive injection system equipped in your vehicle. Not only do our fuel systems protect, they also come in a variety of flow rates to meet your performance needs. Our systems are compact and use OEM-style fittings for an easy installation. Learn more about our product at www.pureflowairdog.com and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Protect your investment with PureFlow AirDog.
The Overnight Drive with Steve Sommers. Live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios. Call Steve now. 844-844-3388. That's 844-844-3388.
There you go. That's my cue. And back at it here. Wait, we leave off. Yeah, don't say we didn't tell you so. Of course, none of us have forgot the whole defund the police movement last year, the summer of 2020, the summer of violence, right? The whole George Floyd thing. Yeah, lo and behold, we told you so. Some cities are now backtracking on that 2020 demand to defund police departments and instead are adding back money to their law enforcement agencies' budgets, according to the Washington Examiner. Why are they doing that? Well, because when you defund the police, suddenly there's all this violence and crime taking place in the streets. We didn't see that coming. Things are changing in some cities. Seattle, Washington. Violence has jumped since the city council voted to cut funding from their police department last year. The mayor, in an effort to hire additional officers, says she will ask the city council to free up $7.5 million in the police budget that had been frozen. Several officers left the department during the last year. Those departures have resulted in delayed response times for 911 calls. And, of course, we've seen the violence. And then across the border in Portland, Oregon, the mayor there said he's going to work with the Portland Police Bureau officials on a proposal to put resources behind hiring additional officers. They've been operating with 67 fewer police officers than were authorized in 2020. Oh, then there's our wonderful Lori Lightfoot in Chicago announcing her budget plan for the next fiscal year includes increased funding for the police department. You know, where murders in that city have increased 60%, according to the latest data there. President coronavirus stimulus permitted federal funds to be used to fund police departments. After months of ignoring the ongoing crime in so many American cities, the president finally addressed the violence. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy said back in late June, adding that Republicans will not defund the police. We're going to add more police. Oh, so finally the sun's shining in. Well, we shouldn't have done that. Hey, is this Mark?
No, this is Mercury Man.
Mercury Man. What's going on, Mercury Man?
Hey, Steve. Look, I was going to comment about the U.S. Foods. I work for U.S. Foods. I work out of Jackson down here, Jackson, Mississippi. I run a shuttle route from Jackson to Greenwood twice a night. And that's true. They are so hard up for people right now. They're trying everything they can to get drivers in here. And I sent you an email probably 3 months ago that was $15,000 back then, but they have upped it to $20,000 sign-on bonus now.
Wow, I did see when he was talking a few minutes ago. I did a quick Google search, and I did find several $15,000 sign-on bonus headlines. I didn't find a 20, but so that it is actually a $20,000 sign-on bonus, huh?
Yes, yeah, it's a $10,000 sign-on bonus down here in Jackson. But they just can't find drivers. They can't even find warehouse people either now. They're having that Memphis division up there is really in deep trouble. They're having people from out of state through the company. They're begging for people to go to Memphis and work for 2 or 3 months and then come home and stuff like that.
Wow.
It's company wide, baby. They're in deep trouble trying to find workers. The Memphis division is so bad that we have what you call freezer, cooler, and dry sections. Like on a Sunday night, they'll come in and work the freezer section and get those loaded on the trucks, and those trucks will go out that morning, Monday morning, and work that. Then they come back the next day, and then they'll work the cooler and dry sections and go to the same store the next day. Instead of making one delivery per day, they're making 2 deliveries every 2 days to the same store because they don't have enough people there to work. It's now our division here in Jackson. We're pretty much uptight. They need drivers where we're at now, but it's all day drivers, and you have to be an athlete to do this kind of job. This the shuttle job, it's gravy train. This is nothing. I run almost 500 miles every night, and there's nothing to it. But them day drivers, I used to push in groceries. I did that for a couple of years, and look, I didn't know what work was until I took that job. And we were unloading anywhere from, and this is only one person per truck per dolly. You had to wheel it off with a dolly, a 2-wheeler,
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't nothing to haul anywhere from 14 to 18,000 pounds of food every day. I'd leave my house at 4 o'clock in the morning, and most of the time I didn't get home at 10 o'clock at night. I had muscles popped up in places I never thought I had a muscle in.
I bet. Well, the story, I shared the story last evening. It was, they had pointed out Cisco, I guess, I don't know, that's probably a competitor of U.S. Food, and they named some others. They're all in kind of the same boat. Cisco said that they're missing orders and having to not take orders because they can't meet demand.
That's right. That is true. We share the same up here in Greenwood. I share our shuttle base up here in Greenwood. We share it with Cisco drivers, and they tell me the same thing. They're having issues with retaining drivers. Now, I will tell you this: the guys up north up there, the union guys. We're not union down here. But the union guys up there, from what I've been listening to with them on, I got a Facebook page that I monitor with them, and they keep telling me that they have installed these AI cameras in their trucks, and they're firing people just for maybe taking a sip of coffee or not having both hands on the wheel, you know. And I know one place, I believe it was in Rochester, they were talking about their union won't let them use that camera against them. It's more like a coaching tool, but they don't use it for disciplinary. But I do know there are a lot of other places that do use it for disciplinary, and you get like 2 warnings, and in that 3rd warning, you're gone. They don't want you eating a bag of chips. They want you looking in the mirror every 2 to 5 seconds. The camera monitors your eyes, and it tells the supervisors whether you're looking in your mirrors and everything too. It can tell if you doze off. It can tell if you blink for more than what you supposedly supposed to be blinking eyes for to get sleepy, you know. It monitors all that stuff, and I know several people have done gotten fired for because of the camera. But the thing down here, what we don't have those cameras yet. The drivers that we get down here, we come out of they're fresh. I mean, they're 22, 23-year-old kids, and most of them can't drive a stick. But they go through the schools and they have these exemptions on their CDLs where they're restricted to driving nothing but automatics. And we're having to swap a lot of our trucks out because some of our older trucks, you know, they're all stick shifts, you know, and they can't drive them. I had to swap out one a couple of months ago with a new driver we have up here in Greenwood, and I didn't know that. So I brought an old truck up to swap his truck out with, and he couldn't drive it. One of the senior guys had to give him their truck just so he could make his route delivery because he couldn't drive a stick.
Wow,
it's pathetic. I don't. But like I said, they're having a hard time trying to find drivers, trying to find warehouse people. We got more women working in the warehouse now than I've ever seen. I've been with this company 25 years, and I have never seen this many women, and they're doing it. I mean, they're doing they're a little slower, but they're getting the job done. But we've got several women up there working in the warehouse now, which was unheard of probably 5-6 years ago. But it's bad. It is bad. They need drivers. They need drivers something fierce up here. But it takes a special driver to do this kind of job. You ain't gonna come in here and get a shuttle job. I think my Jackson warehouse, we probably got 5 or 6 people over the age of 50 that still run routes down there. But they got all these casino runs, so they're gravy train on it. You know, they don't have to touch the groceries or nothing. But the other ones, they work for them. They start out. The drivers start out at $23.50 an hour. I think it is $24 an hour. And you're all guys can get 2 weeks paid vacation. You get 6 personal days. You get 5 sick days. And after the second year, you'll get 3 weeks paid vacation. So they trying to. Hell, even the fuel man that fills our trucks up out here, he gets $19.50 an hour starting out.
Wow.
The full benefit throughout the state. So they had to up the money trying to get people in here, and we still can't keep people. I've seen they had a new guy who's still out of the night, and that makes like the 4th one in the last 2 months.
Wow. So it's just like a revolving door. So you can make good money, but I mean, it is, you're going to work for it. But I mean, the compensation is there.
Yes. Yeah, you get paid good. Now, like I said, I've been here almost 25 years now. When I started, it was $11.22 an hour. And I don't get paid by the hour anymore. I get a component style pay. And mine equals out to about $34 an hour right now.
Wow, not bad.
They call it that Chinese overtime or whatever. I ain't never been able to figure it out. If it all equals out and everything, you know, we get like 58 cents a mile. We get $55 just to show up to work. We get $6.50 for every drop of hook we get. You know, and so on. You know, things like that. But it's good money, but you work your butt off now. You can't come in here and thinking. And that's a lot of the big deal with the young guys too. They're coming here and they're not realizing what kind of work this is, and it gets, especially in this Mississippi heat, buddy. I'm gonna tell you, you will sweat it out up here, and they just don't do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're not advertising no-touch freight. You're going to touch it all, right? It's work. And I mean, you know, I've talked to some of the recruiter guys and whatnot, you know, whenever the last time we had a truck show down in Louisville, it's been a while, hadn't it? They said, hey, listen, it's work, but it's good pay. You ain't going to be sitting behind a desk, typing on a computer or pushing a pencil. You're going to be working for your pay. All right, who we got on this line?
Captain Ron.
Captain Ron, what do you say? Morning.
Not a whole lot. Thanks for reading my post about my dad last night.
Yeah,
on the show.
how's Dad doing?
I don't know. I think he might be doing a little bit better than he was Sunday, but they took him in by ambulance on Sunday, and of course they gave him the COVID test, and that came up positive. But they sent him back home with no medicines or anything. And then my mom, I think she's got it now. She got tested, but you know she's got to wait for the results.
Yeah.
But what do they do? I mean, you go in, you get tested because you're feeling bad, but then you don't get the results for, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. What do they expect people to do? I mean, no medicines, no nothing. But anyway, I got up early Monday so I could have my mom call my dad's doctor. They've got the same doctor. I didn't know that at the time, but to see if they would give him ivermectin. And she called me back and said that they wouldn't prescribe it for him. They don't believe in ivermectin.
Okay.
Kind of like that story you talked about with your doctor.
Yep.
And it kind of made me a little bit mad, after when you was reading the story about your doctor. Now I guess I know why. But my wife's friend, they gave it to her, and she never did have much symptoms, and she wasn't vaccinated at all. So I don't know. But they got one of those antibody therapies. Is that what you were talking about down in Miami?
That's the one called Regeneron. Regeneron. I don't know if it's available everywhere. I'm assuming. I know, like in Texas, supposedly it's available free to anyone who's tested positive. I think it's the same thing there in Florida. You got to go to the drive-through clinic or whatever. It's free if you have a positive test.
Yeah, it's set up at the Florida State Fairgrounds outside of Tampa. I was just wondering if it was the same thing. I was going to ask you what you knew about it, but you brought it up in the show already. And I was talking with Fly Rod yesterday morning, and Jolly Green beeped in. And we're talking away, and we hear him ordering breakfast. And I didn't know that some of these truck drivers were high society. You know what he ordered, Steve?
What's that?
He ordered croissants. I mean, that's high society, ain't it? I mean, what happened to good old biscuits and gravy?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? That's just ain't right. I'm just kidding, Jolly Green. But that's all I got.
Hey.
I wanted to just bring up that ivermectin thing.
All right. Yep. Yeah. So I guess apparently it's a shot in the dark because one doctor says yay, another doctor says nay. And I think the doctors that are saying nay haven't done their due diligence to research. As I mentioned, I did, by the way, earlier, I shared that link on my Facebook page where you can go. You click on that, and it takes you to like more than there's over 100 different studies there. And you can check the results of ivermectin. You can check the results of studies involving vitamin D. Captain Ron, you ask about, what's mom supposed to do or whatever if they they won't prescribe the ivermectin. I mean, I think the protocol is zinc, vitamin D, vitamin C, thiamine. Yeah, I definitely probably ask my doctor about the Regeneron, because that is what they, the whole FDA approval thing. Apparently there's doctors out there that just toe the line and won't do anything or won't take a shot on anything that would be considered experimental. And, I can almost guarantee you these doctors that are refusing to prescribe ivermectin right now, probably in fairly short order, now that the vaccine, the Pfizer, has full FDA approval, they're going to have to start authorizing some of these other therapies that are available. But, all right, not a whole lot of time left. Let me get back up here. And, yes, Chevy Guy.
Yeah, I get those pretty often, the middle finger things. I thought that meant that you were number one. Like, the new fella that called in, he said that was supposedly not a good sign. So I'm surprised. Because it seems like I always came out ahead, you know what I mean? So I thought they were number one. Like down here in 526, getting on to 26, we're sitting there in this long line. 26 is almost sitting still. Well, I'm getting up to the ramp. Well, you see this little car come just flying up, way out the 2 lanes out in the left lane there, and he comes right in down there. And I'm just about to where I'm in the ramp and got the guardrail, and he comes flying in there and tries to dive into this 4-foot space ahead of me. Of course, I didn't open up, and he ended up having to sit there at the guardrail. Well, he shoots me the bird. And I look at him in these mirrors, and I just start cracking up laughing. I stick my hand out, and gave him the thumbs up. Well, he finally gets on the ramp. He catches up to me in 26. Well, by the way, we're doing about 3 miles an hour and stopping, there's a wreck up the road there.
Mm-hmm.
He comes up alongside. He rolls down his window, and I lean out, and he goes, "Man, you're good." And I said, "Well, you be careful messing with these big trucks, but better luck next time." So sometimes we have fun with it. But, no, on the drug thing, I hate to say this, it pays to ask your doctor this one little question. Are you authorized to make a prescription out for any drug that's not in your network? And, sometimes they get offered this drug, and a drug company comes in, will cut you a deal, you buy all our drugs, and, and that's it. You can't sell some other drugs. It's in that network. And it's just plain and simple. They're not going to subscribe anything. And like you said, they just don't want to take a risk on the new stuff. My wife did have a doctor in West Virginia. His mother was a herbalist. And he said, "Miss Sue, I can't subscribe this to you." But he said, "Mom, you need to go talk to my mother." And he wrote out a note, gave it to my wife. And he said, "That's unofficial." He says that the system won't let me get you outside. But he said, "I'd rather, if you can get it naturally other than chemically," he said, "I'd much rather see you do that." Mm-hmm. And he was a great doctor. I miss him since we moved down here in South Carolina. And I don't think the VA is much better. It's all, anybody could be a doctor in the VA. It's all on the computer. You tell them what the problem is, they type it in on the computer, they look it up, and then they push a button, and the diagnosis or the medication dosage all comes on that computer. It's not like you don't even need a real doctor anymore there.
Well, sometimes you wonder if you've actually got one. But Chevy Guy, we are up against the clock. Got to roll. All right, so we're going to close things out here on a Thursday morning. 1:30 this afternoon. Don't forget, Join the Hot Shot Secret weekly live show from the studios there at the Home 20, Mount Gilead, Ohio, via the Facebook or YouTube channels, hotshotsecret.com. Hot Shot Secret Facebook or YouTube channels. Product highlight this week at 1:30 this afternoon. Going to be talking Gasoline Extreme. And, of course, any questions you might have, join them for that live. And we'll see you back here at the midnight hour tonight. Hope you'll join us, the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios.
You'll never guess the places that I've been. You never guess the places that I've been. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. I'm never gonna let the day begin. Never gonna let the day begin. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. Oh, don't wake me up before you go, and I'll just make this bed my own. Oh, darling, please just let me sleep. Give me my dreams. Above, 'cause everything looks better from above. Nothing's ever as it seems, yeah, except in that world that I dream of. Never gonna lose the ones I love. Never gonna lose the ones I love. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but